Hey, what up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome to a new episode of TOTS vs Sweat. Today we're going to be looking at my nation, that is England. Just to let you guys know, this episode is powered by Elgato Gaming and the HD60 capture card. You guys know it by now. That is my capture card of choice. That's what I use. The 60 frames per second is what makes my videos look so crisp and smooth. If you'd like to pick yourselves up one, there's a link down below in the description as always. So we're going to get started in goal today with Joe Hart. The goalkeeper is completely irrelevant in TOTS versus Sweat. The only thing we're basing it off is the centre backs, the right backs, the left backs, the CDMs, the cams, the strikers. We're going to try and judge each of them and see which one performs better. We've gone with the whole right hand side is TOTS today. We've got Terry, we've got Klein, and then the Sweat side of things we've got Anua and we've also got Danny Rose. But John Terry with the 50 pace right there. I've said it once and I'll say it again, it doesn't make a difference. He's still absolutely class on this game. His positioning is second to none. The defensive midfielders in this squad look a little bit like this. We've got Stevie G. I know he's technically not a sweaty player, but actually it's quite difficult to find a Sweat player who's English as like a defensive midfielder. None of them are that sweaty when you think about it. I suppose Delph could work there maybe, but he's more of an attacking midfielder these days. Who knows? And we've got Henderson, team of the season, of course, right there. We've got Agbonlahor, who is basically king of Sweat for England. Like, his card and ultimate team says it all. And then Harry Kane is normally a striker, but we're playing him at cam today because he's got 80 passing, and that's not too bad at all. And the strike force looks a bit like this. We've got Charlie Austin and Danny Sturridge. The reason I played Kane in cam rather than striker and Austin up front is because Austin's passing is not as good as Kane's, so therefore I figured, you know, that Kane would be able to assist him a little bit more. But of course I've got Sturridge and Austin and they both look pretty good. Austin, however, has got 2-star skill moves. that could be a problem for me. Like, I like to do a roulette and stuff like that every now and again. When I made this squad, it was around 250,000 coins. I'm sure it's probably much less than that right now whilst you guys are watching it. But price ranges change all the time, and I'm making these videos ahead of time, as you guys know. Danny Rose scored a nice goal for me, actually. Nathaniel Klein didn't score, which, I don't know, does that give Sweat a little bit of a one-up on TOTS? Who knows? But I actually really liked Nathaniel Klein at right back. He actually is better than Walker for me. Henderson scored a nice goal. Sturridge scored a few good goals as well. Sturridge is actually rapid. Like, I can see why so many people use him, because when you look at this, this is the exact reason why people use him. I mean, just take a bow. That's an absolute, just a thunderbolt of a strike. And that was just from a run. Like, the players are nowhere near him. They can't catch him. He then has time to stop, slow down, and even when he does that, he's still going to put a beautiful goal in the back of the net. That left foot of his is extremely dangerous, and people need to watch out for that. Charlie Austin was a little bit lackluster, I've got to say. He scored a few goals for me, but they were sort of like this, a little bit dodgy, a little bit sort of reboundy and stuff like that. I did have a bit of a problem with Austin, just because mainly his skill moves and his dribbling felt really clunky. Whereas Harry Kane, on the other hand, felt awesome compared to him. So I did swap the two around from cam to striker every now and again, just to see if it would make any difference. And actually I found that Austin played a little bit better when he was moved back to central attacking mid. Sorry, my nose is going. I'm getting all runny nose, guys. What's that about? But that was quite a nice finish from Charlie Austin right there. He is clinical. That is one thing I'll give him. It's just whether or not you're actually going to be able to pull away from the defenders and stuff like that, because he doesn't seem that quick. And normally if players are slower, I like them to have good dribbling, and he's got like 75 dribbling, so it's not quite going to cut it. However, you can see right here, Harry Kane does the business. I've said it before, like, you won't miss him. Like, you'll know that it's him on the ball when you pass it to him. You won't get mixed up is what I'm trying to say, because he's so big and blonde, it's nuts. Like, you absolutely know it's Harry Kane on the ball, and then from there you know, okay, I've got to go this way because he's more predominantly right-footed. I can use his 3-star skills, and it just puts you in a good place to be, if you know what I mean. So right back and left back, it has to be a draw because I prefer Klein, but Rose scored that nice goal for me. So 1 point to each, I think, is what we're going to go with. And on this occasion, I'm going to give a point to TOTS instead of Anua, the Sweat, because TOTS Terry, man, he's really good. So currently TOTS is 2-1 up. Hendo, I've got to say, is better. than Gerard. That is one thing that he definitely is. So TOTS is almost going to walk away with this right now. We've got to give TOTS another point. That is 3-1. And unfortunately for you Sweat Kings out there, it is going to be 4-1 to TOTS because Harry Kane did all sorts of good stuff for me. And I've got to say, Agbonlahor went completely missing. Like, he really did. Normally he does a good job for me, but maybe that's because he's an out-and-out striker. I've got to say Sturridge, however, does absolutely annihilate Charlie Austin. I would buy Sturridge over Austin any day of the week. So we get a point back for Sweat right there. So today's results is Sweat 2 and TOTS 4. So TOTS takes the victory today, helped on by Terry and Kane mainly in that squad, which is weird to say because I genuinely thought that their Sweat opponents, Anuaha and Agbonlahor, would wipe the floor with them. So I hope you guys have enjoyed today. If you have, don't forget to smash that like button. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next time. Peace.